Been trying to make an intro joke about construction, but I'm still working on it. What's going on, YouTube? So guess what? Those lovely juvelies over at ZeniMax have decided to release a brand new ESO event, or if they have released it before, I certainly don't remember, and I feel like I'm pretty good at remembering these types of things. And what's fantabulous about this is an event that is great for everybody, some capacity. New players, mid-game players, end-game players. It's accessible to everybody, and it's an essential thing for you to do. So we're going to break down why this event is so massive, important, and I guarantee you there's something that you can do during this event that is going to be essential to up in your gameplay. A brief rundown, though, of all the little things that you can do. You get 100% inspiration gained to all crafting skill lines. That's basically just like double crafting XP. It's just phrased very weird. And then also double writ vouchers earned from master writs. I don't know why they do plus 100%. It would just be a lot easier, in my opinion, if they just said double. But that is how they word their little things. Increased drops from harvesting nodes. This, however, does not include fishing or creature nodes. They give you leather. And 50% reduction in crystal transmute costs. It does require you to have the Clockwork DLC, or you can obviously utilize them in the homes. People, if they have a transmute station, you have to use almost every guild leader's got a transmute station in their house, though. So don't worry about that. If you're in a guild, you have access to a transmute station. If you don't, go to the Clockwork City. If you don't have either of those two things, join a guild, go to the guild hall, transmute station. 50% reduction in cost is huge. We'll talk about that, though, where we break down the nitty-gritty. And then you have an increased chance of getting improvement materials such as tempering alloys, mystic, mastic, when deconstructing things of the appropriate rarity. You break down a gold piece of jewelry, guess what? And now you've got a better chance to get, golden plates. So potentially, it's good to farm some of those Craglorn trials where you're going to be getting a lot of those golden jewelry pieces, or potentially getting on some of the leaderboards. Might not be a bad option, so you try to get yourself some rings and other things as well. However, with the price drop in jewelry, it's probably not as good as it would have been, unfortunately, and I generally would not suggest that as being your primary thing to farm during this event. But let's now go into what are the big things to go over during this event. And just a quick addendum, though, to put this in right here, because we're kind of finishing up this. There's really no extra things. There's no event tickets. There's no Impreza or anything like that. And these bonuses are available to everybody, regardless if you have the DLCs or not. But let's go now into the nitty-gritty. The number one most easiest thing for you to do during this event is going to be going to Alinor inside of Somerset with all your characters and doing your daily writs. You're going to be getting a ton of experience. This is almost essential for you to do on characters that you don't have max crafting. Now, here you thinking to yourself, you might already have a max crafter and think, why do I want to level up my other characters and their crafting skill? I already have a crafter. And that is great. Having a max level crafter is fantabulous. You might think to yourself, I don't need all these other passives. However, when you do your daily writs, you are doing the daily quests that give you the most gold and the highest chance for good rewards. So when you do them, you get profitable things. And when you're at higher level crafting level, you have a better chance to get high level things such as master writs, which are doubled right now. And they're going to be selling like absolute hotcakes on the market. So this is a quick note. If you want to sell those, buy those, or do those, great time to do so. But if you want to actually farm them, you want multiple characters with good woodworking skill, provisioning skill, jewelry crafting, enchanting, clothing, blacksmithing, alchemy. And what better time to level those up than right now when you're getting additional experience for doing so. So this is the time to come in and do all of these daily quests here. Pick these up from these billboards. Now, this is a DLC zone. The reason I generally suggest this is just because all the turn-in area is so close. But if you do not have the DLC, you can go to Vardenfell and also do them here. A lot of people will do them here in Vivek City. This was a DLC zone. It is also available for free now. So Vivek City is a good option for you. But say you have absolutely none of these. Technically, any town will work. You don't have to stress about it. You could go to Mournhold because lots of people are doing trades in Mournhold and whatnot. So theoretically, you go to any city, but when you go, you want to be somewhere that's close to the stations, as well as the turn-in area, as well as the quest pickup area. This next one is essential in my opinion, and that is transmuting your gear. So say, for example, you've got a great item, the Master's Perfected Dagger. Great item, one of the best in slot things in the game for PvP. Now it could be your time to get that in the perfect trait to complement your set build. Now, it's very difficult for me to know what you're working on if you are focusing on PvE or PvP or what you're doing. It's a great time though, however, to min-max all of your builds because it used to cost 50. Now it's 25. That is a huge change when it comes to your ability to get a whole lot of resources because, in my opinion, it's great to have these set tweaks. Now, is it more important for PvP or PvE? What should you be focused on if you're a newer player? Because there's all these different types of things coming out. I would personally focus on PvP gear just because you've got Mid-Year Mayhem coming up. You've got a Q4 update dedicated to PvP. And in my opinion, it's more so about the sets and how good they are in PvP. And plus, PvP sets just stand the test of time. Ever since Hrothgar came out, Pariah has been amazing. Most PvP sets that were good 2 years ago are still good now, at least in some capacity. So it's better to min-max those sets versus some of the ones for PvE have fallen off or been overtaken by other sets, build setups, mythics, etc. Not as common to have that problem in PvP. Plus, too, a lot of times PvE improvement can be done just by parsing better, getting better at skill rotations, and that's important for PvP, but there will be some pieces that are just down to sets and who's got the better sets and the combos and whatnot as well. So it's a great time to min-max those PvP setups. If you're looking for a guide, obviously I have a video on it on different PvP setups that you guys can wear that are relatively cheap, and now you have the ability to actually go through, make sure that you're wearing the best in slot stuff with the best traits to go with it. Now here is the big one. A lot of you guys might be watching this video and you're like, Jake, I'm an experienced player. I don't need the gold from doing my daily writs. I've already got all my characters leveled up. You've not told me anything. I've already got all the traits that I need. I've already got all that. But what you might not have, or what you probably do have, rather, is a ton of surveys. And the surveys are double right now. So if you're a end game player, a mid game player, or a new game player who's got surveys, do them. It's just that simple. Do your surveys. You're going to get double the resources. Resources are good, especially if we got these events coming up. Think about it, right? These alchemy surveys, right? Generally people, alchemy surveys. I don't even know alchemy surveys. What am I, a Fruit Loop? No, because every single potion that is consumed, every single resource that is consumed inside of Cyrodiil during the Mid-Year Mayhem or Trials or whatever is going on was made because somebody used alchemy ingredients and provisioning ingredients somewhere. The upgraded materials could be gained and traded through blacksmithing surveys. You're going to be able to profit heavily with your resources as these events are upcoming, as more people are going to be getting into different types of content that they might not be used to, or they're using brand new characters because we've got the brand new Arcanist class that's going to be the first Mid-Year Mayhem for that whole class. So there's going to be a lot of people who are fine-tuning a lot of things. Plus, too, if people could transmute gear, it's the perfect time for them to go out and set complete a lot of really good endgame gear, and now they might want to upgrade it. So it's a great time to sell consumables, earn consumables, materials. It's just a great time to do that. And if you needed a better reason, you're going to get double of it. That's a great reason. If you don't want to compete with the bots and the other people that are doing all that there, go to this loop right here. This area has tons of raw resources, and you're probably going to want to invest in the ability to see actual resource nodes in the overworld with a little bit of a highlight. You're going to want that passive perk to be able to have those highlighted because they could be pain in the butt to see on console. Now, there are add-ons and things that help you on PC and whatnot, but this area in Northern Elsewhere is great. Not a lot of people have Northern Elsewhere. It's a great place to go because of that, and it could be a great place for you to go to farm some resources. We talked about the Hollow City inside Cold Harbor. It's one of my favorite cities in the game, and it is the #1 spot for resources to make tri-stat potions, for alchemy ingredients. Go here, make profit. That's just that simple. I don't know what else to tell you. We've already done the equation. Hollow City, you don't even have to leave the walls of the city, although there are some columbines on the roads that leave the city, but generally stay inside the city limits. Bada bing, bada boom. You'll be profiting. Next up is Vvardenfell. Vvardenfell is an interesting one because you can get tons of resources, but they're spread out. A lot of the resource nodes here have chances to drop furnishings. Those furnishings have a great chance to be worth millions of gold. Granted, you're probably not going to get one, just speaking realistically, but if you're going to go to a zone, you might as well go to a zone that's got great sets. So as you kill things in the overworld that just do stuff there, you're going to get some good sets. You kill stuff, or you loot stuff on the ground, you get bonus rewards, and you might get something that's worth a couple million gold. I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, a little bit more consistency. That's probably why you're going to go to Craglorn or the Hollow City, but it's still it's an option for you. And as we wrap up here, yes, obviously, as a side note, you could deconstruct some gear. Not something that I would necessarily suggest that you do. There are some trials that people will do, such as VAA, to get tons of gold jewelry on hard mode that they can deconstruct and things like that, and try to get some leaderboards. There's some other weird, quirky things that you could do. I generally think, though, that we've covered the main focuses of this event. This is really a good kind of explanation as to the key focuses of what you should be doing during this event based on where you are in the game. A lot of you, I think, are going to be focused on min-maxing your builds, doing your surveys, and doing those writs, master writs, daily writs, do them both. But let me know what you guys are going to be doing during this event in ESO, and do you want more events like this? Because I was surprised when this was released, because it wasn't on their calendar, and I thought Mid-Year Mayhem was next. Then they released this one. Here we are. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What is going to be your farm? That's the question of the day. What are you going to do to maximize this event on ESO? Let me know in the comments below. We're still doing our 3 giveaway drawing. Just by answering that question, you're entered. Second entry, just be subscribed. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We could hit it this month, next month, the month after. Depends how much I can impress you guys in the meantime. So please subscribe. And then the third thing is a random Amazon card will be flashed upon the screen throughout the month. If you're the first person to claim it, obviously, you get it, so you win. But thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.